Authority Alchemy.
Authority Alchemy.
The show for positioning yourself as the number one authority in your industry.
Quickly turn your prospects into clients and clients into raving fans.
Here are your hosts,
Brian Horn and Jack Mize.
All right, here we go again, Authority Alchemy, and today we're going to talk about, well, a subject that you hardly hear anything about.
Never.
Facebook.
What is that?
Well, you know, apparently it's pretty popular. I like to think we had something to do with that.
I'd hope so.
It is. I finally, probably about 6 months ago, I stopped calling it Face Space. I got the, yeah, I'm one of the late adopters, I think. I thought it was just a fad, but apparently you can get a lot of stuff done, a lot of traction, and use Facebook with authority. And so we're going to be talking about that today, which is going to be a little bit different than probably what you hear a lot of. We're not going to go deep into buying ads and tricks and ninja stuff. It's really simple stuff that folks can do with purpose and with authority in mind. So before we dive into that, let's take care of a little bit of housekeeping.
Sure. We would like to thank our sponsor today, AWeber. Spend less time marketing and more time growing your business with automated follow-ups and quick, easy design tools, plus so much more. With the best delivery in the business, AWeber gets your email newsletter where it needs to go. They've helped over 120,000 businesses already. See what they can do for you. You can just go to authorityalchemy.com/AWeber for special pricing.
All right, fantastic. Now, we got to give away a gift card.
We do. People are loving these gift cards. They have replied back to us, and we're handing things out like hotcakes, and people are loving them. So please, if this is you, get back to us.
All right. So who have we randomly chosen out of our sophisticated computer modeling software here today?
We have chosen the guy with the absolute best first name ever in the world.
And what is that?
That'd be Brian.
Brian. And you know, you and your assumptions that people are male or females, you know?
I guess you never know. It'd be a hot woman for a hot name for a woman to have, I guess.
Well, there it is.
Yeah,
okay.
So Brian Kelly, and his comment is, "We love the episode about micro specialization. Very profound info, and these guys seem to know how to not take things too seriously."
I guess that's a backwards compliment, isn't it?
I guess so, because these are a couple of goofballs that are actually kind of interesting.
Well, goofball's a good word, because I will fully admit that I'm a Facebook goofball. It took me a long time to get, and I don't think I'm fully integrated into the social network and living online into Facebook. It was weird, and here we go showing the age. Remember the days of the CompuServe and AOL? When that was the internet, you know, people logged into their AOL account and they logged into their CompuServe account, and you kind of lived within that little microcosm of a community. And everybody thought it was great when you could break out of there and the www, the World Wide Web came out and there was websites. And now it's almost like people have migrated back into the safe little walls of the community of Facebook. And a lot of people, they don't even like to leave their Facebook world, you know. I always said Facebook, here's interesting trivia that you may not know here, Brian. You know why they went with Facebook.com?
I do not.
Well,
I've seen the movie.
They didn't even say it in the movie. They went with Facebook.com because let's see who got fat and bald since highschool.com was already taken.
Very good.
I'm convinced that that's what most people go there when they start digging around Facebook is. So
yeah, I absolutely love seeing the people in high school that were the better looking people in high school become not the better looking people. I am enjoying that.
Well, unfortunately, I think I might be one of those. But anyway,
no.
But that's really what it is. You know, Facebook is really, really becoming popular. But one thing you can't ignore is what the younger kids. Now, I got two teenagers, and I can tell you, you know, my older son, he says, Facebook. Nobody goes to Facebook anymore, Dad. You know, it's all right. Instagram. It's the pictures, you know, they all want the pictures of in fact, today, I think, depending on when you're listening to this, you know, Facebook came out with an announcement. You know, they were going to buy the company. What was it called?
Snapchat.
$3 billion that these guys turned down.
Yeah,
smart
move. So Facebook said, okay, we'll just create our own version and we don't need you.
In a world where technology moves so quickly, how could you turned down $3 billion. That, you know what? I think I'll hold out for just a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, what? And the a couple of guys, the few people that were the creators originally owned it, it wasn't a controlling stake, but they had a nice nice hunk of it. They're going to not be a billionaire each, but they're going to have hundreds of millions of dollars. What I don't understand what else you expect from it. That sounds like the exit strategy you dream of.
Yeah, well, they said think and moved on. So now I think I guess their big what was their big technology? Being able to have disposable pictures, or
self-destruct. They have
self-destructing pictures. So well, there's a technology that would be almost impossible for someone else to come up with. So Facebook, it sounds like went and did it themselves. But I think they're seeing
in about 3 or 4 hours. Says, hey guys, can you figure this out? What they do and reverse engineer it? Sure, done.
Yeah, sure. Get back to me after lunch. It's so that's really where a lot of the opportunity is. A lot of people make it probably more difficult than it needs to be when it comes to really claiming their authority on Facebook, or letting people see them as an authority, what they're doing out there in the Facebook world. And really, what is it about? It's about getting out in front of people, let people share the good stuff that you're doing. But also, there's always been a fine line about business versus personal. Right? And you often hear that, no, keep your business stuff to your business page, the fan pages and things like that. But in reality, is that really the best way to claim your authority and do your authority is by just strictly keeping that to your fan page?
No, I mean, it's totally opposite. I mean, if by you putting yourself as an authority, that another term for that could be a celebrity of your niche or niche, as we go back at that again from last week. We'll discuss that word. But are you going to be the celebrity? If you are, people want to see you. You're the person they're wanting to connect with. It's not your business necessarily. They may buy products from your business, but they're wanting to buy stuff from you and use you and be connected with you. And think of what you're most interested in with celebrities. Even go back to how popular reality TV is right now. And Jack and I were talking earlier, and this was the reason concert videos are so popular, concert movies are popular, because you get to see backstage stuff. If one was just showed just the people playing on stage and that was it, it would be, wow, that's it. That's not what I want to see. You want to see, like the one Madonna had a long time ago, whatever that one was.
Oh, I think that was the original.
Yeah, it was showed her backstage, her dancers making out of what they were eating and all the hijinks going on backstage. That's what you want to see. You got to see what was that Kevin Costner back then, ragged on him as soon as he left about how dork he was. I mean, that was awesome. That's stuff, because that kind of stuff is what people want to see with you, like see inside your life. You think about what people that you enjoy following so much on Facebook are ones that have interesting things going on. They're just not telling you about their business.
They want to. It is. I think backstage is the perfect analogy of it. I think Madonna set the tone. That it seems like every concert movie I've ever seen now, they'll show the debauchery, they'll show the craziness, the drinking, but it all winds up with them in their prayer circle before they go on stage about forgive us for what you're just seeing us go through here, but let us have a great show.
They just had a cocaine-fueled orgy. Let's go and thank God before we go on stage.
Yeah, so it's So that's exactly why. Nobody wants to pay just to watch the concert. They want to see the in-between. In fact, there's probably people that could do without the music. I just want to see what's going on.
I'm the same way also. I would much rather find out what Bono eats for breakfast every morning than you'll see U2 perform again. That'd just be awesome just to know exactly what that kind of stuff happens. It's just so interesting.
And so let's look at the realities of it.
Sure.
How many of your Facebook friends are people that you have ever met or know anything about?
Yeah, most of mine are not. I've hit the 5,000 limit. I've got followers past that, and I can't tell you how many I actually really know.
1,000. I know. Yeah, I'm not anywhere near that. I'm not as diligent as I don't daily go through and check my friend request and things. But the fact is, there's more people than I could even, think about knowing. Or if I invited all my Facebook friends to a party, there'd be problems, right? and so that it goes beyond just the friends and what you ate for breakfast. But the fact is, people want to see the first time your kids tied your shoe. And I was amazed when people, you were the ones that introduced me to these cool little tactics that you use, these authority tactics with Facebook, and you give them these cool names, off these strategies, the 90210 formula and the movie poster and profile rerun, all these names, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, you mean you don't throw stuff up there as the spirit moves you, and
no.
That's what happens. It's very purposeful, and that's when I was like, okay, and I started doing some of this stuff, and it's like, wow, some of the things that you never really think about that work when you do it with purpose and with a design behind it. And I always thought, videos, and you're the one that told me that, well, no, videos, nobody watches videos. Or very few. You have to have something very compelling there. But I've just always been shocked at the amount of likes and shares that go on when you do share something about your family, and then if you follow that up with something that's a little bit more business directed, it seems to have a bigger boost than if you would have started with that. So you have a very definite purpose and kind of chronology of how you put this stuff together with Facebook. So that's what we want to talk about today is how do you give your followers or give people that backstage feeling when they're looking at your Facebook post and some of these strategies. And, we talked about Instagram and Snapchat and how, as you've kind of gotten images down to a science on how that works. So let's talk about that. I know you have like 5 different kind of formulas or strategies that you use, but the one that I really like is the 90210 formula. And that's almost dating us. But there's a new 90210, isn't there?
There was. This was 90210. Beverly Hills 90210's original show. I think the newer one it's already gone. That's 90210. Just 90210.
90210, the third generation.
Yeah, I tried just for out of sake of history, and I would try to watch one episode, and I made it about 10 minutes. I said, okay, I'm either going to keep watching this and just bang my head against the floor consistently till I pass out, or I'm going to have to change the channel. So
as soon as I saw there were no sideburns, I gave up on it. So. All right, so let's talk about the 90210 formula, because that's one that I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, so what it is, it uses the same formula that they use in 90210 and pretty much any other serial drama that's on TV, going back to even soap operas and Dynasty and Dallas, and now they're using the same things in shows like, what's the one I watched, the Sons of Anarchy. All these shows that are popular right now, particularly dramas, uses the same stuff, and that's they have multiple storylines going on at the same time. They alternate. Focus on each one in a separate way. So let's go back like to the 90210 example, because that's one most people are aware of. They would have say maybe a storyline between Brenda and Dylan, and one between Brandon and Kelly. Then they have Steve and some type of hijinks, and they have David Green gets addicted to drugs, and then something with Donna going on. And they'll have these like 5 different storylines, usually 5 storylines an episode, that they will alternate between. They won't just go, okay, we're into the whole Brenda and Dylan story to completion, and then we're going to show the Brandon and Kelly one to completion. Then we're going to they alternate. They'll show just a little bits of one, breaks for commercial, come back, do half of the time. They'll talk about one, break, do another story, break, and then go back.
It's almost like they got 5 different shows. And if you're not familiar with 90210, if you've ever seen a soap opera or nighttime doctor drama show, right. It is. It's like 5 different running stories all in the same episode that they bounce around,
right?
That they bounce around in, and so the psychology behind that is you may have different viewers that might have different taste or
and it's just also just the way people are. They just want it. By breaking up, giving smaller stories, you can focus on that's why just a little bit more in depth. And as soon as you get to the point where the people are going to get a little bored and stop following it, they snap, move to the different story. They really keep it moving. It keeps it interesting and moving fast. You follow the same thing I follow the same thing with what I do on Facebook. You can go back and look at my posts. You can scroll back over weeks and weeks or months and months. You can see that I do this. Now, basically you have about 3 to 5. I really like to have 5. Have 5 different storylines that you're going to talk about on Facebook. 33 to 50% should be non-business related. You don't want to be all business on here. I really tend more toward the 33%. Just have like maybe even 2 out of the 5. That's 40% or whatever that is. Yeah, 40%. Right about in there is a good number. Like with mine, one story I'm following right now, or what I'm doing right now, is like one storyline is Authority Alchemy stuff, like maybe the podcast or special offers we're doing, or a blog post, or whatever else we're doing related to authority stuff, authority marketing things, or authority the podcast and stuff in general is one thing. Storyline number 2 would be being an active dad. That's when you see pictures of me with my kids, them doing cool things, or you being funny and me commenting on what they're doing, and even just being a family guy and putting that in there. Another thing I do is a lot of the meme style branding images, where I'll put a picture of myself or the kids with a quote next to it, and those are really popular. Those are kind of easy to make to go somewhat viral and get a lot of shares and likes. Then another thing I'll talk about is maybe more just general authority marketing stuff or SEO, or really more like now it's more being a member of the IM community. I'll go in and dig into just what's going on in the IM world and try to be interesting. I did one recently that was, what was that? I did one that was very popular. I was talking about the words that are should be
that we
left
should
off.
get rid of the words
in
yeah.
2014. No more the words like rock star and
epic
guru
and
epic and boom and a bunch of other ones that are just they've just been used to death this year. So I kind of threw it out there and I got quite a few comments, people interacting on that. And then the fifth storyline is usually Down syndrome awareness stuff, because my son has Down syndrome, so I will talk about that, or I'll share a story of something that was in the news. And those are like my 5 things, and I'll alternate all those. And the reason is that if I just consistently posted about the podcast stuff, it would be boring. If I just only posted about kid stuff, it would be boring. People would go, okay, here's another picture of Brian with his kids. Here's another, Brian doing something else with his son. Or if it was just Down syndrome stuff, so okay, here he is, Brian's just a Down syndrome activist, and there's nothing else to him. But you alternate these things, and it's interesting every time. If you're posting once or twice a day, you're only going to get a couple a week on each topic. And by doing it, you pull in other people to what you're doing. Because let's say I have a lot of connections in the internet marketing world. I've got a lot in the Down syndrome world. I was not well known in the Down syndrome world, but I've sat on boards, and I'm in a lot of the national groups and stuff where I've spoken to them, so that a lot of people know who I am. I have hundreds or even probably hundreds of people that follow me in the Down syndrome world, and I've gotten clients from them because they follow all the stuff I'm doing with these type of posts, and they see what else I'm doing with the podcast or with my business stuff, and they jump in and follow that also.
And to be clear, that when you talk about the business stuff, the 33 to 40% business stuff or 50% business stuff, that doesn't mean that 33 to 50% are posts of here, buy my stuff.
No.
It's following the authority principles of being the educator and advocate.
Right.
It's about sharing and giving good information, providing value, but from a business angle, and to people that are interested in business and what you do. But it's still not a sales message or a sales page. That kind of stuff you can do on your business page. But as far as taking advantage and using your personal page to gain more people that are interested in your business, this is such a cool strategy that you do to intertwining these stories, because you're right. People will come on and I'll see stuff that's shared out, personal stuff from people that I never have seen before or have commented on any of my stuff. And then the next thing you know, I'll see people that come in on the business side that are friends of them or do friend requests. And it's kind of weird how that web kind of all winds together, because what it does is it gives you bottom line exposure.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. And this is a powerful strategy to use because, like you said, it can bring in brand new people to you each time. What's a cool way you can leverage this also, a cool thing you can do with this is to stack them on top of each other. So maybe I'll tell you a perfect example. I can do one that worked really well. I'll use a picture of my son, Jackson, which most people follow me know it's my son. And I can put in a business type quote on there that also relates back to Down syndrome. So like something I did was, there's one I did, it's more like an inspirational type post where I put something the world tells me because I have Down syndrome, something I have a positive outcome after that. That ties in Down syndrome, it ties in my son, and it ties in a success type quote, which is a business type thing also, and has the main branding images. So I can do that, and I will get. There's one I did of him, and it's at the hundreds of shares right now. So it's pretty easy to get one like that, and if you just keep cranking these out, you'll eventually hit one that'll just go viral. Yeah,
and really, and once you hit one of those, then what happens is that gives some more exposure to the ones that follow, obviously, because that's the way people are. If they like that one, all of a sudden they start paying more attention to the stuff that you're doing outside of that and beyond those types of posts. Now, most of these, you do a lot of image type stuff, and you'll put an image along with that, and there's a psychology behind that. And we talked about a little bit how images, at least from what we've seen, completely blow away like videos. And now there's some videos that I've done. I do some goofy stuff. If anybody saw the
Black Friday
shopping at Best Buy Black Friday video, had a little bit of mixture of fun and
Yeah.
business in there, and that kind of thing gets spread around. But the fact is, the pictures, what do you think the ratio is between a picture and a video or even a shared blog post or anything?
For me, there's not even a comparison. If you just think about how, imagine somebody sitting at their computer and going through their news feed on Facebook. They are scrolling down looking for anything interesting. I'm looking for something to catch my eye. They're not going down and saying, "Oh, this is because it's from Jack. I'm gonna look at it." You have some people who do that. For the most part, people are scrolling down quickly looking for anything interesting. And we talked about a few weeks ago that people process images about 400 to 500 times faster than they can process text. So even if you have something brilliantly written, really insightful comments, you're going to lose out to some guy that can make an interesting photo. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, and I get caught into it, even though I know what's happening. You see a photo, and it is the quotes. People seem to really love.
People love quotes.
They love it. Is it's whether it's a motivational quote or a curmudgeon quote or whatever it is. But
Yeah.
And then of course the old cliche of the kittens, right? The
internet and kittens.
Yeah, what is? I have no idea what that's all about. So
Yeah.
you've done this. I mean, you've got this down to a science,
Yeah.
right? So let's give some folks some real meat. All right. So when you do like 33 to, you say 33 to 50, but you keep it down to about the 33% on
I do
business.
I do the 5 storylines. I have 2 that are business related.
So if we go into this like a week, is this like on a weekly basis? If you let the folks, if they can go back and look at what
You can go back and look. But you'll run into things sometimes like over a weekend, you'll see my percentage of business stuff drops but from about midday Friday until Sunday evening, early Sunday evening, I really post very, very little, if anything, business related. And I've tested this to all over the place many times. Those are the times when people are just not responding to business stuff. They want to see outside life stuff, which is still good. If you're doing this stuff, people they're still commenting, watching what you're doing, even if it's not business related. You're still doing good. You're still helping your business because they're going to see your other stuff more often. Because the people that like and comment on your stuff more often, you're going to show up in their feeds more often. So you want to get in front of them as much as possible. And even people that are not, if you have something that all of a sudden a lot of people start liking, you're going to show up in everybody's feed. That happened to, I had one when my son said, "I love you" for the first time. I put that out there, and I got hundreds and hundreds of likes on that thing. I had Tim Ferriss gave it a like. I had a lot of people that were bigger players that popped up in their feed that normally don't comment on my stuff. And so because everybody was commenting on that, and there was of course a big picture with that one.
Oh yeah. It really is, and things people will like, even the people that are. The people on Facebook that they don't ever like anything. They don't hit like. I was afraid when I first got on Facebook. I had no idea what pressing anything would result in. You know, I'm thinking, if I press this, what's going to happen? Is a message going to go out to the world that says Jack, likes this? And if I saw something, oh look, that's a cute little Muppet doll. Oh, I like that. Then the next thing you know, it's like, yeah, Jack likes playing with Muppet dolls. So I had no idea. So there's a lot of people that are in fear of hitting the like button. It's very scary. But I also want to make it clear that we're not saying don't have a business page, a fan page.
Right. Those are great for running ads. We have one we've run ads with. I have my own that I've run a lot of ads with. But that's honestly, that's all I use it for. And even the last couple of weeks, particularly this week, there was a lot of marketers that use it a lot, and they're going away from business pages completely. Derek Halpern just posted that this week, that he is going to stop using his Facebook page because he has to pay to reach just about anybody. He's only it's gone down about 80% in the last couple of weeks of who you can reach.
Oh, through organic. Yeah.
So, but your personal page still hits everybody. Visit the business pages. They know they want you to, force you to pay for it.
Yeah. And so that's I guess that's the way that they, the revenue models they are. Hey, they're businesses. They want to advertise.
Well,
this
absolutely.
is where you do it. All right. So without going too deep or getting too technical or complicated, because a lot of people will try to make this more complicated than it is. And the great thing about this is test it. It costs you nothing.
Right. I can even tell you, I've broken down, I know what you want your storylines to be around passion categories. You don't want it to be out there and say, well, I'm really into, what we say, you have hedgehogs or something like what was the one we used before? Was that little furry animal?
Oh, yeah, the albino guinea pigs.
Albino guinea pigs. You don't want it to be about that you're going to have nobody really caring about. You want to do things that people care about. And so you think about, what do people care about online? They care about kids. Those are anything with particularly younger kids always can be popular. People always will like that. Grandparents. If you are out there and you're doing something with your passion is you're taking care of your grandma or something like that, that's another thing people like. People love a transformation story. If somebody is heavy and in the process of losing weight.
Oh, inspiration, yeah.
Yeah, so those things are good. And you want to be able to pick a category like that, or even any type of the fitness stuff. Or CrossFit is huge. Drinking green drinks, all that stuff already has a base built into the people. No matter what you do, if you post a picture of your CrossFit WOD every morning, you're going to have a set number of people that are going to like it every single time. And there's the ones that. Tattoos are always really popular. Unless you're a tattoo artist, that may be a tough one. But I was shocked. I did a business page for based on tattoos, and that's incredible, the passion that industry has.
Now, what about the people that you see that it's look what I put on my waffles this morning?
Yeah,
look at my ingrown toenail. How much worse it's gotten. Those are the ones that I'm like, what are they thinking?
Yeah, well, there's depending on how you do it. There's a guy, and I'm blank on his name right now, but he's he posts his breakfasts that he makes for his kids, not every day, but a few days a week, and he is an artist. He makes pancakes for him, but uses all types of different colors in them and mix them together where they look like cartoon characters. They're amazing.
Well, that is a story behind it. That's right. But you see people that just say, hey, look, I'm eating oatmeal again.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. But yeah, you have to be interested in what you're doing. And the key to this that I didn't say yet, that also goes back to the 90210 stuff. You want there to be a progression in your story that people can see. They want there to be a progression. And these stories throughout the multiple episodes and seasons, there's storylines. You see the character growing, you see them having ups and downs, things happening to them. You want to see that also with what I do with the kids. You can see the kids growing up. You can see I share first time they've done things like the first time they lost a tooth or whatever other things they're doing. You want people can see that. Or if you're in the process of say this next year in 2014, you're going to try to start getting more fit, losing weight. You can share your stories there. You can go even if it's bad. That's fine. Say, well, I was doing good for a month, and then I, did bad for the last 3 weeks and gained 12 pounds. You get there and say that because that's what people will like that stuff.
Well, that's what comes through I guess that's another big word of the year. Being authentic or transparent. Which
authentic was
we'll get on that. Beat that one out. That might go on next year's word list. Right?
Yeah, I think they both will.
But I think you brought up a point that I'm glad we didn't miss. Is just like in all these shows, there's generally a cliffhanger or at least something that builds a little bit of curiosity or potentially even a little anxiety that makes them want to see what's next.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to have something that's going on. You don't want to just be a one-time thing or something that is always the same. So when you're choosing your storylines, have it be something. Really think if there's a way you can make the story continue. If there's going to be something you can see growth in. Even like with this, the guy I was talking with his breakfast, he gets better and better and better. So there's a change in that. If it's you're taking a picture of oatmeal or you're taking a picture of the same green drink every day, that will get boring.
Right, but that's where you have an opportunity to use because I use some of the same almost very close images of myself, but because it has a quote on there or something that tells a story. So I think that's an important part. Instead of putting a picture out there and say, look, I saw a duck today. You can wrap a story or a lesson around that,
Absolutely.
Or your thoughts into that, or some, simple life philosophy rather than look, Jack saw a duck, right? And I think I guess that's probably one of the big principles is have some purpose to what you're putting out there and a why behind what you're putting out there. So that right there with the pictures, I think that leads us right into.
It's finally time for authority hacks. It may be Brian's or it may be Jack's. You'll appear to be famous, then you will claim us to be the kings of authority hacks. It's time for authority hacks. It's time for authority hacks.
All All right, here it is, the authority hack. And, we thought what would be more appropriate than talking about some easy ways, even if you are graphically challenged. And I can tell you, I can't use Photoshop. I'm terrible at using Photoshop, but I get stuff done with graphics and pretty well. So, Brian, what's a simple way if somebody wants to take advantage of this? Mm-hmm. What's the hack that we can use that people can get these images with their quotes or whatever out there probably easier than they thought without even having any kind of high-tech graphic skills?
Yeah, there's two ways I'll discuss. Both are super, super easy. One is it's an app you can get for your iPhone. They might have it for Androids also. If they don't have this exact one, they've got one like it. This one is called Tidal FX. I think I got it free, but it's probably maybe $1 usually. I watch these free ones sometimes, but maybe it's $1. At that way, you just hold it. You can take a picture with your regular camera, and then you can just type in whatever quote you want to right on top of it. It lets you change the background, the text on it. You can kind of make it a little washed out white or a black or whatever color you want. You can have your text. You choose what style of text, how close they are together, and just put your quote right there, and you can just post it right to Facebook from that app. And it's just super, super easy.
Yeah, so regardless of what you have, check out the apps that are on your phone, whether it's Android, iPhone, or whatever. You're probably going to be amazed at some of the cool stuff that you can get to do right there on your phone.
And so a lot of those, I'll stack a couple things up. Like I have another app called Camera Plus that I use to put some cool filters on. But Instagram is one we talked about earlier. Instagram has great filters. You can take a picture with Instagram, have the cool filter on it. Save it locally and use this Tidal FX thing to add your text on top of it. And you've got your own little meme style image you can crank out there with very, very little work and no additional software tools at all.
Yeah, and to also tie back into one of our previous hacks, as far as getting the quotes, grabbing those quotes from what was it,
Brainy Quote.
Brainy Quote, yeah.
That's it.
So if you're just completely devoid of any creativity, right? you take a picture, you can go to Brainy Quote, find something that's appropriate to that image that you have, and throw that right through.
Yeah, so for sure. You can go there and use that. I use that. I use that all the time. It's a great place to find quotes, even if you don't want to put other people's quotes, if you want to put your own. It's a good place to give you some ideas of good ways to reference things. You can kind of get some ideas on how you could craft your own thought and quote. Because I've done that before. I'll go there and I'll find several that I like, and it'll give me a good idea of way I can reference or frame my own thought on it. All
right, perfect. So if you are trying to figure out how to put this strategy together, it really is. It's pretty simple. You can go out there right now and try, because that's really, it doesn't cost money. You can test, you see what works, you see what doesn't work, and you get better at it, and you get better at formulating your stories around this. If you want to learn more about Brian's strategies and some of the strategies that the deeper strategies, like the talk show circuit strategy or the Wednesday opening strategy that you use around these, you can go to authorityalchemy.com and hit the Claim Your Authority button, and you can find some more information on these strategies and deeper information on how to walk through and see exactly how Brian does this. And I can tell you, as a Facebook, I'm not good at Facebook. I finally, my wife got onto me. She said, "Don't call it the Facebook. All right, it's not the Facebook. All right, it's just call it Facebook. All right." But it is really what the so powerful, and we use it for a lot of different things. And I don't want to imply that I just completely devoid of any understanding of it. But
yeah, that just reminded me of. Have you seen the internship?
Yeah. Oh yes. We
put it on the line.
Yeah, on the line. Yeah, that was that definitely had some classic moments in it.
That's a good movie for all internet people and internet marketing people to watch. There's a lot of little references in there of things that we do that are it's really funny. That I got a kick out of.
These strategies are just so simple but so effective, and very few people talk about them. You'll see a lot of information and courses and things on, buying ads or buying traffic or, different opt-in and conversion things. But this is general exposure. This is about claiming that authority, being seen as the authority by being that educator and advocate and sharing valuable information and having it really packaged around that backstage, letting people see what you do backstage, because people really are interested in that, except for if you eat oatmeal every day, they don't want to see that.
Probably not.
Every single day. All right, so let's wrap this one up. I'm interested to see what folks are doing out there. You can post on the comments, and you even send us links to what you're doing so we can see. And I'll be happy to jump on there and like some of this stuff. When I see people using this, we've had a lot of people that have used the authority tactics that they've learned through the show. Let us know about it, and we're more than happy to go out there and take a look at it, because we love seeing folks use this stuff. So, Brian, we'll wrap it up. You got the last word today?
Sure. In today's episode of Lessons from Jackson, we're going to talk about looking for the best quality in others. I remember being around a few kids that had Down syndrome when I was growing up. I never bullied or made fun of any of them, but I never saw much past the fact they had Down syndrome. That was really all I saw. With Jackson and all his little friends, I don't honestly even see it anymore. I see each one of them for their own unique personalities. So I missed out on probably some very amazing people when I was growing up. Lessons learned for business. When you first meet new customers, vendors, and colleagues in business, or sometimes if we've known them for a long time, there's usually a hidden uniqueness that we overlook. For example, that awkward young entrepreneur you hired to set up your network in your office is not just an IT nerd. He's a man that was orphaned at a young age, abused by his foster family, but he overcame it, and now spends all his free time helping at-risk kids. Don't see the awkward nerd. See the man that overcame tough obstacles and is still fighting. So take time to observe and really listen to what everyone around you in business is really saying. Let their uniqueness speak to you. Knowing people at this level will transform your business and make your customers and vendors into true friends.
Authority Alchemy.
The show for positioning yourself as the #1 authority in your industry.
Quickly turn your prospects into clients and clients into raving fans.
Authority Alchemy.
Authority Alchemy.